There is a timeless wisdom that has been passed down through the ages, a lesson that remains just as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. It is the understanding that true strength does not come from controlling the world around you. It comes from mastering yourself. It is the ability to remain composed in the face of chaos, to respond with wisdom instead of reacting with emotion, to move through life with a steady mind, untouched by the turbulence of the external world. Imagine facing every challenge with absolute clarity. Imagine being immune to the distractions that pull most people away from their purpose. Imagine being able to navigate conflict without being consumed by anger, to endure loss without being destroyed by sorrow, to embrace change without being paralyzed by fear. This is not just an idealistic dream. It is a reality that can be cultivated. It is the path of emotional mastery, of mental discipline, of unwavering self-control. Buddhism teaches that the mind is everything. What you think, you become. The thoughts that dominate your mind will shape your reality. The way you interpret your experiences will determine your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately, your future. This is why it is not enough to simply control your actions. You must first learn to control your thoughts. Most people do not realize that they are prisoners of their own emotions. They allow their feelings to dictate their actions, to control their moods, to determine their outlook on life. They let frustration ruin their entire day. They let fear stop them from taking necessary risks. They let anger push them into decisions they later regret. They believe they are at the mercy of these emotions, never realizing that they hold the power to change them. But those who rise above, those who master themselves, they move differently. They understand that emotions are just visitors. They come and go like passing clouds, and they do not have to dictate your reality. They recognize that just because a thought enters the mind, it does not mean it must be believed. Just because an emotion arises, it does not mean it must be obeyed. The key is awareness. To observe your emotions without being consumed by them. To watch your thoughts without identifying with them. To create a space between stimulus and response, allowing yourself to choose your actions with intention rather than impulse. This is the foundation of true power, the ability to control yourself regardless of what is happening around you. This is why meditation is such a powerful tool. It is not about escaping reality. It is about sharpening your awareness, about training yourself to see your thoughts for what they are, just thoughts. It is about developing the ability to remain still when the mind wants to race, to remain calm when emotions try to take over. It is about cultivating a deep inner strength that cannot be shaken by the chaos of the outside world. Imagine being in a situation where you would normally react with frustration or impatience. Now, imagine being able to pause, to take a breath, to respond with absolute clarity instead of emotion. Imagine never being controlled by anger again. Imagine never being overwhelmed by stress. Imagine being able to face any challenge with an unshakable sense of calm. This is not something that happens overnight. It is something that must be trained. Just as a warrior sharpens his blade daily, you must sharpen your mind. You must practice restraint in the small moments so that you are prepared when the big moments arise. You must make self-discipline a habit, a way of life, so that when life tests you, you do not falter. Most people seek happiness in the external world. They believe that peace will come when their circumstances change, when they acquire more, when they finally reach some distant goal. But happiness, true happiness, does not come from external achievements. It comes from within. It comes from mastering your own mind, from freeing yourself from the grip of negative emotions, from learning to find contentment in the present moment. Detachment does not mean indifference. It does not mean withdrawing from the world or avoiding emotions. It means not being enslaved by them. It means understanding that everything is temporary, that nothing in this life is permanent, that all things come and go. When you embrace this truth, you stop clinging to what cannot be held forever. You stop fearing loss because you understand that loss is a natural part of life. You stop resisting change because you recognize that change is the essence of existence. And when you let go of the need to control everything, you become free. Free from anxiety, free from suffering, free from the endless cycle of attachment and disappointment. Think about the things that cause you stress. How many of them come from your attachments? To people, to outcomes, to expectations that are not being met. How much of your suffering is self-inflicted, a result of trying to force life to be something it is not? Detachment doesn't mean you do not care. It means you care deeply, but without fear. You love without possessing. You strive without desperation. You give without expecting. This is the way of true peace, of true emotional mastery. And this is why the strongest minds are often the quietest. Why the most powerful people do not need to prove themselves. Why the most disciplined individuals do not waste energy on meaningless battles. They have already won the war within. They do not seek validation because they have validated themselves. They do not crave control because they have mastered the only thing that truly matters, themselves. Most people will never reach this level, not because they can't, but because they won't. Because they are not willing to do the work. Because they are not willing to sit in silence and face themselves. Because they would rather distract themselves than develop themselves. But if you are listening to this, then you already know that you are capable of more. You already know that you do not want to live as a slave to your emotions. You already know that you have the power to master your own mind. And the more you commit to this path, the more effortless it becomes. The more you practice, the more natural it feels. Until one day, you wake up and realize that nothing outside of you has power over you anymore. That no setback, no insult, no failure can shake you. That you have become something else entirely, something unbreakable. Because the world does not belong to those who react. It belongs to those who respond, to those who move with purpose, to those who have mastered themselves so completely that they are immune to the distractions, the negativity, the chaos of the world. And that is exactly what you are becoming. There is a rare kind of power that cannot be taken, cannot be borrowed, cannot be given. It must be built. It is the kind of power that comes from within, forged in moments of struggle, sharpened through discipline, reinforced by an unwavering commitment to self-mastery. It is the ability to move through life with absolute control, to walk through fire without being burned, to face adversity without being consumed by it. Most people do not realize that they are trapped, not by their circumstances, not by the world, but by their own minds. They are enslaved by their emotions, ruled by their impulses, swayed by distractions that serve no purpose. They let fear dictate their decisions, let doubt hold them back, let frustration drain their energy. They live in reaction, always adjusting to the world around them, instead of deciding how they will move through it. But those who rise above, the ones who become truly unshakable, they refuse to live like this. They do not let the world dictate how they feel. They do not allow external forces to determine their inner state. They do not waste time seeking validation, approval, or permission to be who they are. They have already made the decision that they will be in control. And this is the difference. Most people wait for change. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect circumstances, the perfect conditions to finally take control of their lives. But the ones who succeed, the ones who truly master themselves, they do not wait. They act. They train. They sharpen their minds, strengthen their discipline, and build themselves into something that cannot be broken. This is why discipline is everything. Without it, your emotions will run your life. Without it, you will always be at the mercy of the world. Without it, you will never reach your highest potential. But with it, there is nothing you cannot overcome, nothing you cannot endure, nothing that can break you. Discipline is not about punishing yourself. It is about choosing strength over weakness. It is about choosing growth over comfort. It is about proving to yourself every single day that you are in control. It starts the moment you wake up. Do you begin your day with purpose? Or do you let distractions consume your mind before you have even taken your first step? Do you take control of your thoughts? Or do you allow the outside world to dictate how you feel? The way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you begin with discipline, with focus, with control, you will carry that energy with you. But if you start with distraction, with hesitation, with weakness, the rest of your day will reflect that. And this does not stop with the morning. It is an all-day battle. Because everywhere you go, there will be distractions. There will be negativity. There will be challenges that test your patience, your focus, your ability to remain steady. Most people fail these tests. They allow minor inconveniences to throw them off course. They let small problems become big ones. They waste energy on things that do not serve them. But those who train their minds, the ones who sharpen their awareness, who discipline their emotions, who remain in control no matter what, they do not waste energy on things that do not matter. They do not allow temporary emotions to dictate their permanent actions. They do not engage in every battle, because they understand that not every battle is worth fighting. This is how you conserve your power. This is how you protect your energy, because energy is everything. Where your energy goes, your life follows. If you waste it on things that do not serve you, you will always feel drained, always feel lost, always feel like you are fighting battles that lead nowhere. But if you direct it with purpose, if you channel it into your growth, into your discipline, into sharpening your mind, then nothing can stop you. And the truth is, most people will never do this. Not because they are incapable, but because they are unwilling. Because it is easier to react than to respond. Because it is easier to stay the same than to change. Because it is easier to live in comfort than to push through discomfort. But if you are here, if you are listening to this, then you already know that you are capable of more. You already know that you are not like everyone else. You already know that you are meant to rise above. And rising above does not mean avoiding struggle. It does not mean pretending that challenges do not exist. It means facing them without being consumed by them. It means standing firm in the face of adversity. It means knowing that no matter what happens, you will remain in control. Imagine moving through life with that kind of power. Imagine never being controlled by fear again. Imagine walking into any situation with absolute confidence, knowing that no matter what happens, you will remain steady. That is not arrogance. It is mastery. And it is something that can only be built through discipline, through practice, through the daily choice to be stronger than you were yesterday. And when you move like this, the world changes around you. People will notice. They will see that you are different, that you do not flinch under pressure, that you do not waste energy on meaningless conflicts, that you do not allow anything outside of you to dictate who you are, and they will respect it. Because deep down, everyone wishes they had that level of control. Everyone wishes they could move through life with that level of confidence, but few will ever put in the work to achieve it. The world does not reward those who react. It rewards those who respond. It rewards those who have trained themselves to remain steady no matter what happens. So make the decision now. Decide that from this moment forward, you will not allow outside forces to control you. That you will train your mind every day. That you will remain in control of your emotions, your reactions, your energy. That you will protect your peace at all costs. Because once you commit to this path, once you fully embrace the mindset of mastery, nothing in this world can stop you. Mastery is not found in moments of ease. It is forged in the fires of struggle, shaped by the challenges you face, defined by how you respond when life pushes you to your limits. Most people only seek strength when they are already drowning in difficulty, but the ones who truly rise above, the ones who become untouchable, build their strength before they need it. They do not wait until life tests them to develop their discipline. They sharpen their minds every single day, knowing that when the storm comes, they will be ready. And make no mistake, the storm will come. Life will test you. You will face setbacks, failures, moments where everything in you wants to give up. You will encounter people who try to pull you down, situations that challenge your patience, obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. But if you have trained yourself, if you have built the kind of mental fortitude that cannot be broken, then nothing, no situation, no person, no failure will have power over you. This is why discipline is everything. It is what separates those who drift through life from those who command it. It is what allows you to move with certainty while others hesitate. It is what gives you the ability to stay focused while the rest of the world is distracted. It is what makes you unstoppable. But most people avoid discipline because it is uncomfortable, because it requires effort, because it forces them to confront their own weaknesses. They would rather remain in their comfort zones, doing what is easy instead of what is necessary. And that is why they remain stuck. That is why they never reach their full potential. That is why they live their lives reacting instead of creating. But you are not here to be like most people. You are here to master yourself, to take full control over your mind, your emotions, your energy, to move through life with a kind of presence that commands respect without a single word, to be the one who does not flinch under pressure, who does not waste time on meaningless battles, who does not allow anything outside of them to dictate who they are. And to achieve this, you must train every single day. In the way you wake up, in the way you handle adversity, in the way you carry yourself even when no one is watching. Because strength is not something you find. It is something you build. It is not something you are given. It is something you earn. The next time life presents you with a challenge, remember this. You are always being given a choice to react emotionally or to respond with clarity, a choice to be controlled by your impulses or to take control of them, a choice to let the moment define you or to define the moment yourself. Most people fail these tests. They let their emotions get the best of them. They react out of anger, out of fear, out of frustration. They allow setbacks to discourage them, allow negativity to consume them, allow failure to break them. But those who rise, those who master themselves, they do not operate like this. They remain steady. They remain focused. They remain in control. Because they have trained themselves to be this way. Training is not just about the physical, it is about the mental. It is about sharpening your awareness, disciplining your emotions, reinforcing your ability to stay composed under pressure. It is about developing an unshakable presence that allows you to navigate any situation with confidence and clarity. And this presence, it is rare. It is something that few people ever develop because they are not willing to do the work. They are not willing to sit with themselves in silence and face their own weaknesses. They are not willing to push through discomfort, to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term strength. But those who are willing, those who commit themselves fully to this path, they become something else entirely. They become the ones who shape their own destiny. Imagine what life will be like when nothing can shake you, when no insult can offend you, when no setback can discourage you, when no failure can break you. Imagine being in complete control of your emotions, your actions, your energy at all times. This is not an illusion. This is not something that only a select few can achieve. This is something you can train, something you can build, something that will change the way you move through life forever. But it starts now. It starts in the way you handle the small moments, the minor frustrations, the everyday challenges that test your patience and discipline. Because if you cannot control yourself in the small moments, how will you control yourself in the big ones? If you cannot remain calm in a simple disagreement, how will you remain calm when life truly tests you? The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not found in luck, in talent, or in circumstance. It is found in discipline, in the ability to train yourself to respond instead of react, in the ability to move with purpose instead of being pulled in every direction, in the ability to remain steady no matter what happens. And when you live like this, the world changes around you. People notice. They see that you are not like everyone else, that you do not waste energy on meaningless conflicts, that you do not seek validation, that you do not allow anything outside of you to dictate how you feel. And they respect it, because deep down, everyone wishes they had that level of control. Everyone wishes they could move through life with that level of certainty, but few will ever put in the work to achieve it. So ask yourself, how are you training? Are you sharpening your awareness, disciplining your emotions, reinforcing your ability to stay in control? Or are you letting distractions consume you, letting emotions dictate your actions, letting the world pull you in every direction? Because the truth is, you are always training. Every moment, every decision, every response is either making you stronger or making you weaker. And you must decide which path you will take. Will you be like everyone else? Easily triggered, easily distracted, easily thrown off course? Or will you be different? Will you be one of the few who moves with intention, who operates with precision, who commands respect without ever having to demand it? Because the ones who live like this, the ones who refuse to react, who refuse to waste energy, who refuse to give away their power, those are the ones who separate themselves from the rest. This is the level you are working toward, a level where nothing can break you, a level where no situation, no setback, no challenge can disturb your inner peace, a level where you walk through life with a presence that cannot be ignored, with a focus that cannot be shaken, with a mind so strong that nothing, no failure, no fear, no loss can stop you. And when you reach this level, you will understand something that most people will never realize. Nothing outside of you has power over you. Because you have already taken full control over yourself. There is a rare kind of strength that cannot be taken, cannot be given, cannot be borrowed. It must be built. It is the kind of strength that does not come from force, from status, from possessions. It comes from discipline, from restraint, from the ability to remain calm when the world is chaotic, to move with purpose when others are lost, to stand firm when everything around you is trying to pull you in different directions. Most people will never reach this level because they do not even realize they are being controlled. Not by other people, not by their circumstances, but by their own emotions, their own impulses, their own undisciplined minds. They react without thinking. They allow frustration to dictate their actions. They let fear stop them from moving forward. They spend their entire lives as prisoners of their own weakness, never realizing that they have the power to break free at any moment. But those who rise above, the ones who become unshakable, they move differently. They are not controlled by emotions. They control them. They are not swayed by the opinions of others. They move with certainty. They do not waste energy on things that do not serve them. They invest it only in what strengthens them. And this is the difference. Most people live in reaction. If someone insults them, they react with anger. If something does not go their way, they react with frustration. If they face a setback, they react with self-doubt. They live as if their emotions are in control, instead of realizing that they have the power to decide how they respond to every situation. But those who rise above, they are always in control. When someone disrespects them, they do not react. They observe. They understand that another person's words or actions are not a reflection of them. They are a reflection of that person's own weakness, their own insecurity, their own lack of control. And because of this understanding, they do not waste their energy on petty battles. They do not lower themselves to the level of those who lack discipline. They remain steady, focused, unshaken. And this is the power of restraint. Restraint is not weakness, it is strength. It is the ability to stand firm when everything inside you wants to react. It is the ability to walk away from meaningless battles, not because you are afraid, but because you know they are not worth your energy. It is the ability to stay calm when others panic, to remain disciplined when others lose control, to move with precision when others are acting on impulse. Imagine walking through life with this level of power. Imagine being untouchable, where nothing can trigger you, nothing can break you, nothing can shake you. Imagine being the kind of person who moves with absolute confidence, not because you are arrogant, but because you have trained yourself to be in control. This is not a fantasy. This is a skill that must be built, sharpened, reinforced through daily training. Every time you resist the urge to react emotionally, you are building it. Every time you choose silence over arguing, you are reinforcing it. Every time you remain calm when others would panic, you are proving to yourself that you are in control. Because the truth is, control over yourself is the highest form of power. Most people chase external power. They want influence. They want recognition. They want control over others. But they fail to realize that none of that matters if they cannot even control themselves. What good is power over others if you have no power over your own mind? What good is wealth if you are still ruled by fear and insecurity? What good is status if you crumble at the first sign of adversity? True power is internal. It is the ability to wake up every day and decide exactly who you will be, how you will think, how you will act, regardless of what is happening around you. It is the ability to stand alone, to move forward even when no one believes in you, to remain disciplined even when no one is watching. It is the ability to be in complete control of yourself, no matter what. And this is why discipline is everything. Without discipline, you will always be a slave to your emotions. Without discipline, you will always be at the mercy of the world. Without discipline, you will never reach your highest potential. But with it, there is nothing you cannot achieve, nothing you cannot overcome, nothing that can break you. The next time you are tested, remember this: how you respond is a choice. No one can force you to react. No one can force you to be angry, to be fearful, to be frustrated. These are all decisions. And the stronger your mind becomes, the easier it will be to make the right decisions, to choose clarity over chaos, to choose calm over reaction, to choose control over impulse. And this is the key to becoming truly unshakable. Most people think that avoiding struggle makes life easier, but the truth is, the more you avoid struggle, the weaker you become. The more you run from discomfort, the more fragile you become. The more you avoid challenges, the less capable you are when they finally arrive. But those who seek out struggle, who lean into discomfort, who put themselves in situations that test their patience, their discipline, their focus, those are the ones who become truly powerful. This is why the strongest people train daily. They do not wait until they need discipline to practice it. They do not wait until they are tested to find their strength. They build it long before they need it, so that when the moment comes, they are already prepared. And that is the level you are working toward. A level where nothing can break you. A level where no situation, no setback, no insult can disturb your inner peace. A level where you walk through life with a presence that cannot be ignored, with a focus that cannot be shaken, with a mind so strong that nothing, no failure, no fear, no loss can stop you. Most people will never reach this level, not because they can't, but because they won't. Because they are not willing to do the work. Because they are not willing to sit with themselves in silence and face their own weaknesses. Because they would rather distract themselves than develop themselves. But you are not most people. You are here to be something greater. You are here to train your mind so that nothing, no setback, no insult, no failure can break you. You are here to master yourself so completely that the world bends around you instead of the other way around. And every day, with every disciplined action, with every moment of restraint, with every choice to move with power instead of reacting with weakness, you are building that version of yourself. the version of you that cannot be stopped, the version of you that commands respect without speaking, the version of you that is truly, undeniably, unshakable. There is a presence that cannot be ignored, a force that does not need to speak loudly, a strength that does not need to prove itself. It is the presence of someone who is in complete control of themselves, someone who does not flinch under pressure, who does not waste energy on meaningless battles, who does not allow external forces to dictate their internal state. This is the rarest form of power, the kind that comes not from status, not from possessions, not from dominance over others, but from absolute mastery over oneself. Most people will never achieve this, not because they are incapable, but because they are unwilling, because they allow themselves to be controlled by their emotions, because they believe that just because they feel something, they must act on it, that just because they experience anger, they must lash out, that just because fear enters their mind, they must hesitate, that just because doubt whispers in their ear, they must believe it. But those who rise above, the ones who refuse to be ruled by impulse, the ones who choose discipline over chaos, the ones who train themselves to remain unshaken in any situation, they are different. They are rare. They are the ones who walk through life with an energy that commands respect without ever demanding it. And the difference between them and everyone else? It is not intelligence. It is not talent. It is not luck. It is discipline. It is restraint. It is the ability to control what most people cannot, themselves. The strongest people in the world do not waste time proving themselves. They do not argue over things that do not matter. They do not react emotionally to every little inconvenience. They move with purpose. They choose their battles wisely. They conserve their energy for things that truly deserve it. And because of this, they are always in control. Imagine the level of strength you will have when nothing can shake you, when no insult can offend you, when no failure can discourage you, when no setback can break you. Imagine moving through life with the kind of presence that makes people stop and pay attention, not because you are loud, but because your energy speaks for itself. This is not something that happens by accident. It is something that must be built. It is something that must be trained, reinforced, strengthened every single day. Because if you do not train yourself to be disciplined, you will always be at the mercy of the world. If you do not take control of your emotions, they will control you. If you do not master your mind, it will master you. This is why restraint is power. Most people believe that strength is about aggression, about dominance, about overpowering others. But true strength is the ability to walk away from meaningless battles, to remain calm when others are losing themselves, to stay focused when distractions are everywhere. It is the ability to carry yourself with a kind of quiet confidence that does not need to be announced. It is simply felt. Think about the last time someone tried to provoke you. Did you react? Did you allow their words to get inside your head? Did you waste your energy proving yourself to someone who does not matter? Or did you remain calm? Did you let them talk while you conserved your energy? Did you refuse to engage, not because you were afraid, but because you understood that their actions were a reflection of them, not of you? This is the difference between those who are controlled and those who are in control. And the truth is, most people are controlled. They are controlled by their emotions, by their past, by their insecurities. They allow fear to hold them back, anger to to cloud their judgment, doubt to stop them from taking action. But those who refuse to be controlled, those who train their minds, who sharpen their awareness, who remain steady no matter what happens, those are the ones who rise. Imagine a world where nothing could steal your peace, where no insult, no setback, no failure had the power to break you, where you could walk through any situation with confidence, with clarity, with complete control over yourself. That world is not a fantasy. It is a choice that you make every single day, because every moment is a test. Every challenge is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are stronger than your emotions, that you are greater than your circumstances, that you are in control. And if you train yourself well, if you commit fully to the path of self-mastery, nothing, no failure, no fear, no doubt will ever be able to stop you. And when you live like this, the world takes notice. People can feel when someone is in control. They can see when someone does not flinch under pressure, when someone does not react emotionally, when someone moves through life with a kind of presence that cannot be ignored. And they respect it. Because deep down, everyone wishes they had that level of control. Everyone wishes they could move through life with that level of certainty. But few will ever put in the work to achieve it. This is why training is everything. If you do not train your mind daily, you will always be at the mercy of the world. You will always be reactive instead of proactive. You will always be controlled instead of in control. But if you train yourself to remain calm in the face of chaos, to protect your energy, to discipline your emotions, then nothing can stop you. And this does not happen overnight. It happens in the small moments. It happens when you choose silence over reacting, when you choose discipline over impulse, when you choose focus over distraction. Every time you make these choices, you are building yourself into something greater. Every time you resist the urge to react emotionally, you are reinforcing your strength. Every time you remain steady when others would break, you are proving to yourself that you are unshakable. And over time, it becomes who you are. You stop feeling the need to defend yourself. You stop allowing small things to affect you. You stop engaging with anything that does not serve you. You begin to move with a kind of confidence that does not need to be announced, a kind of presence that speaks for itself, a kind of control that cannot be ignored, because you are no longer like everyone else. You are no longer reacting. You are choosing. You are no longer seeking validation. You are validating yourself. You are no longer controlled by emotions. You are controlling them. And that is what separates you from the rest, because the world does not belong to those who react. It belongs to those who respond. It belongs to those who move with purpose. It belongs to those who have mastered themselves so completely that nothing outside of them has the power to shake them. And that is exactly what you are becoming. Mastering yourself is the highest form of power, but it is also the rarest. Most people spend their entire lives chasing external control over money, over relationships, over circumstances, never realizing that the only control that truly matters is the control they have over themselves. They believe that happiness will come when they achieve more, when they gain more, when they finally bend the world to their will. But the ones who truly rise, the ones who become untouchable, understand that real power is not found in what you can control outside of you, but in what you can control within. The world is full of noise, full of distractions, full of people trying to provoke you, trying to pull you away from your purpose. Most people fall into this trap without even realizing it. They waste their energy on pointless arguments. On proving themselves to people who will never understand them, on fighting battles that do not serve their mission. They give their power away every time they react without thinking. Every time they let someone else's actions dictate their emotions. Every time they allow circumstances to pull them out of alignment. But those who are truly powerful, they do not live like this. They conserve their energy. They choose their battles wisely. They understand that not every insult needs a response. Not every conflict is worth engaging in. Not every emotion needs to be acted on. They move through life with precision, with intention, with an unshakable sense of self that can't be disturbed by the chaos around them. Imagine what your life would be like if nothing could pull you away from your purpose, if no insult could trigger you, if no setback could break your focus, if no distraction could steal your energy. Imagine walking through life with a mind so strong, so disciplined, that nothing, not fear, not anger, not doubt, could shake your inner state. That level of power is possible, but it is not something you stumble upon. It is something you build, something you earn through relentless discipline, through daily training, through a commitment to mastering yourself no matter what happens around you. Every day, you are faced with choices. Small, seemingly insignificant choices that either make you stronger or weaker. Do you wake up with purpose, or do you let the day control you? Do you engage in meaningless arguments, or do you conserve your energy? Do you allow frustration to dictate your actions, or do you choose calm in the face of adversity? Every decision is shaping who you are becoming. Most people let their emotions make these decisions for them. They allow their impulses to run their lives. They lash out when they feel angry. They hesitate when they feel afraid. They quit when they feel discouraged. They do not even realize they are living on autopilot, repeating the same patterns, reinforcing the same weaknesses every single day. But those who rise above, the ones who break free from this cycle, are the ones who learn to observe their emotions instead of acting on them. They step back. They create space between the stimulus and their response. They feel fear without letting it stop them. They feel anger without letting it control them. They feel doubt without letting it weaken them. This is the art of detachment, not from life, not from passion, but from the need to react to every fleeting emotion. It is the ability to feel everything without being consumed by anything. And when you learn to master this, the world begins to change around you. Situations that once triggered you no longer affect you. People who once had power over your emotions no longer disturb your peace. Obstacles that once felt overwhelming become opportunities to sharpen your mind. But this kind of detachment does not come easily. It must be built through discomfort, through testing yourself every day, through exposing yourself to situations that challenge your patience, your discipline, your ability to remain steady. The strongest people are not the ones who avoid struggle. They are the ones who seek it out. They deliberately put themselves in uncomfortable situations because they know that comfort breeds weakness, and discomfort is the only thing that sharpens the mind. Every time you resist the urge to react emotionally, you are building strength. Every time you sit in discomfort without running from it, you are reinforcing your control. Every time you choose patience over impulse, You are proving to yourself that you are in command of your own mind. And the more you practice this, the more effortless it becomes. You stop reacting to every little thing that happens around you. You stop needing to prove yourself to anyone. You stop giving your energy to battles that do not serve your highest purpose. You begin to move differently. People will notice. They will see that you are not like everyone else, that you do not flinch under pressure, that you do not waste words, that you do not allow the opinions of others to dictate your actions, and they will respect it, because deep down, everyone wishes they had that level of control. But few will ever put in the work to achieve it. Restraint is power. Silence is power. The ability to walk away from meaningless battles is power. The strongest people do not need to prove anything to anyone. They simply are. And that is what you are becoming. Every day, with every small decision, with every act of discipline, you are shaping yourself into something greater. You are proving to yourself over and over again that nothing outside of you has the power to control you. Imagine looking back a year from now and realizing that nothing, no insult, no setback, no challenge has been able to break your peace. Imagine walking into every situation with absolute confidence, knowing that no matter